It's hot as fuck in my room. This shit sucks. I just had some chicken nuggets. It was delicious. It was very good. People who tell you to do sriracha mayonnaise, they're right, but sriracha ketchup, that's good. That's good stuff. All right. We're back. It's the next day. We're still sick. We're about to make some horrible content again. This time, we're actually playing TF2. I have it up here. I have no clue how laggy and or not laggy it's gonna be. So, let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Men du sa att du hellre sköt skallen av dig än var med mig, så någonting säger mig att du är.
A game with some people I can fight. That's always nice. By the way, coming from TFC to TF2, like, of course, there's a bunch more weapons here, which is fun. But like the quality of life things are really lacking. Like playing heavy with a shotgun instead of a sandwich or any food item in TFC made it so that you could switch to the shotgun while you unrevved your minigun way sooner than here. And it's like, that's a valuable like half a second that could be. By the way, yeah, as I was saying before, I'm going to lower the music a little bit. Holy shit. Alright, the lag is a little lower now. That's always nice.
Shields disabled. Get to the core.
What? Sure. Have y'all seen Severance? That shit was so good. Like, please don't buy Apple TV for it. Watch it illegally. Don't give Apple any more money, they have too much. But like, it's almost worth, what is it, $10 a month or something? To just watch it all in one sitting, really. It's so good. Like, everything, the music, the production, it's lagging, bro, but like the production, the music, the acting, like the fact that they needed to act basically two different characters, the severed people, that's insane. That's amazing. So we have yep. But yeah, for everyone who don't know the Severance thing, it's a sci-fi universe. It's a universe where you can undergo a procedure that severs your mind into two, like, into two minds, basically. But I can't do two things at the same time, I'm sorry. But like it severs your mind into two minds. One mind that only remembers a certain 8 hours of the day, and another mind that remembers the rest. And for those 8 hours, that I can't do this shit. I need to can like 5 people join, 3 in each team. That should be decent enough for this laptop. But one part of the mind only remembers, the one who is the 8 hours only remembers working. They clock into work, and as they clock out, that part of the mind switches off, and the mind on the outside switches on, and they experience the leisure and the things outside of work. Yeah. So that's not good for the guy, for the memory working inside, right? So with that interesting premise, the show starts, and it soars, and it keeps soaring the entire runtime. Because with like all the questions you could ask someone who came up with this idea, they answer all of them. It's like, so I have this question about the cyber universe, and the show is like, yeah, we have it too, and they answer it in like 1-2 episodes. Yeah. All the characters are phenomenal. My favorite are it's a hard choice. All of them are so good, but I think my favorites are Dylan, Mark, and Mr. Milchick. They're the goats. Well, all of them are. It's such an amazing show. Please watch it. 9 out of 10. Yeah. Besides Severance, I've begun seeing Invincible. And small, well, I'm just gonna say a spoiler for the season. It's well, it's a spoiler of a certain character's mindset that appears in the show. So that person's mindset is that once a person does something very evil, like multiple murders, they should be locked away for life, and they should never be able to redeem themselves in any way. And like, I can absolutely 100% see that mindset. How can we trust them again after something that horrible that they've done? But like, I kind of love people a whole hell of a lot, and I sort of, in my personal belief, the biggest tragedy is the most amount of people losing. Yes, this person has done something basically unredeemable. They've murdered a lot of people. But if they tell the world, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, allow for me to use my life. No, spend my life repaying this debt I will never truly be able to repay. What the hell? I could almost write this to that. I think they should be allowed to do that. And like, yeah, this is probably really controversial. But I believe in the human will to change. And I have a big understanding of sorts for criminals in our society. Because, yeah, capitalism sucks. And for certain people, it sucks especially hard. Ever noticed that all all crime that isn't white collar crime happens under a certain income level? Yeah. 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 So, yeah, of course, they should always do some time for rehabilitation so we can make sure they're not going to do something of the similar again. But I detest a life sentence. Unless they're like actually mentally insane. Because sometimes that's just the case and that's really unfortunate. But then it's like, yeah, you will never, you like lack the capacity to change. But I think for the overwhelming majority, all of us can change. If we're just allowed to. And that's actually a superhero I've made. Yeah, I could drop some lore now. I'm planning to drop some of the mass lore, my main superhero, once I've finished the pilot for his screenplay. But for this guy, I could probably do it. It's like... I think I'm going to sort of make him into a self-insert, but not really. Because, by the way, make a self-insert. Fuck everyone who says that's weird. Have fun when you write. Make yourself into a superhero. Why the hell not? Which, by the way, this superhero's name is called Whale God. And he's a between 15 and 30 meter tall werewhale. He's super duper strong. He's really strong. And his powers are that in his regular form, he is a 15 meter tall werewhale. Blue whale to be exact. And it's basically impossible to hurt him. And he can basically lift anything, and he's super strong and can, jump really far. Everything that you gain with super strength. When his body interacts with salt water, specifically, it gets absorbed through his skin, and he grows and he grows until till it caps out at 30 meters. It becomes twice as tall. And then he becomes, I haven't really decided on how much stronger he becomes, but he becomes much stronger and much more durable. But he has a much harder time controlling his sanity when that occurs. And yeah, that's his powers. As for his appearance, he wears only a gigantic pair of purple sweatpants. And his body is very, like, bodybuilder-esque. He has very few whale parts. He has a bunch of scars on his body. Like, he has a giant one across the entirety of his back where his tail should have been. And the only whale part about him is his gigantic head, which is, well, a whale's. I have a piece of art my girlfriend made of him that I could share, but not right now. I don't feel like it. Can someone join? I want to kill somebody.
Building the century.
Yeah. And his philosophy is that we all deserve a second chance, and that we all deserve to be loved. He cares about everyone. He cares about everyone really, really much. And he personally tries his darndest to not put anyone in jail. When he sees someone commit petty crime or even like more serious like robbing a bank, he sits them down and he talks to them for hours about their life, about where they should go, about how nobody cares about them. And most of the time, he succeeds. He trusts them, and they trust him that he will let them go. And he trusts that they will now try to do the right thing. Because someone gave them a chance. Someone helped them talk through their situation and say, well, you have this skill, why don't you pursue that in this way? Yeah. Besides that, he sometimes doesn't succeed, and it kills him. He stalks them for a little while, seeing if they kept their word to try and be better, and if they don't, it breaks his heart seizing them and bringing them to the police. Yeah. I want to try and make his philosophy a little more extreme than mine. Like, I still want all who commit crime to, like, get rehabilitation. But I want him to be like, even if a murderer murders someone, he talks them out of ever doing it again and releases them into society. And yeah, most of the time, nothing happens again. But sometimes, it does. And I want it to be like a moral thing. Like, are the lives he saved through this worth the few that died? Because, yeah, for the overwhelming majority of all these criminals he talks to, they do straighten themselves out without any jail time. They get that this could have been it, I could have been caught. But instead, I got the best talk of my life, someone who believed in me. Yeah. Well, that's all the lore you'll get now. I want to express it through art instead. I think I just joined the same server I'm already in. Nah. I decided to go outside, thinking it would be a very nice day because it is, I guess, the normal thing. But can I? All nice path, and then just now I wanna find some lonely part in the woods and just sit there for a bit. Try and enjoy some nature. Well, there's this giant road beside me. Fuck. So I'm still fairly close to the road, but I got scared that maybe there's some animals in here in the north. So I think the sound of the road will scare any potential things off. It's really nice here. It's so nice here. I don't get why like 15 corporations wants to destroy all this. You should probably go outside more. And by outside, I don't mean into, well, all outside is good outside, I'd say. In general, we stay inside too much. But like, if you find the time, just go sit in your local forest if you're still lucky enough to have one of those. Hmm. Like for real, if I didn't have to work, I'd spend like a month trying to live in the forest and just looking for cool rocks, I think. I'd like to do that. Yeah. And like, I think I'm gonna hear the argument like, well, why don't you just go do it? And it's like, well, I don't want to do that forever. I don't want to have to be financial. I don't want to like make my enjoyment of life secondary. I don't want to like think, oh, which rock will be the best one to sell. It's like, no, I just want to find some cool rocks. I don't want to even think about that. And it's like, yeah, the post-labor world, it's like, well, not even millions anymore, maybe 1,000 years away, and I'll be dead. But like, we can work less. We absolutely can work less. Each time we wanted to lower the amount of work, like we want a day off. We want they. Let's start. We go from one to another. I don't know which one of these were in order, but let's just say we don't want to work 16 hours. We want to work 14 hours. And then the other side, you know which side, said, no, we can't afford that. Then we said, okay, but then we fought for it, and we got to work 14 hours, and it went amazingly. Then we said, like, no, we want to work 12 hours now, a couple of years later. Oh, I thought I wasn't recording. I was like, oh. Well, anyway. Then we fought for that. Then it was like, we want to work 12 hours. And they were like, we can't afford that. But then we fought for it and we got it. And it went swimmingly. Then we wanted to work 10 and then 8. And both times it was like, no, we can't afford it. And then we got to, and now we're at 6 hours. We want to work 6 hours. By the way, like, yeah, we want one day off a week. No, we can't afford that. But then we could. We want to work, we want to have 2 days off a week. No, we can't afford that. But then we could, and it went swimmingly. Like, there is a study that was done in Sweden with social workers for elder care, I think, where they had them work. They split them into two groups. One that worked 6 hours a day and one that worked 8 hours a day. The group that worked 6 hours a day, they were reportedly 20% happier. Like just a boost in happiness just from that. They were much, much, much more inclined to talk to the patients and have fun with the patients. They didn't show a specific statistic for that though. They did show a specific statistic for this other part, but I don't remember it because I'm horrible. They reportedly took much less sick days and much less leave of absence days. But in the short term, they didn't want to do this in the long run to see how that would work. Because who needs research when we can just have workers give their lives to us? In the short term, they needed to employ 17 other workers to keep up the amount of care that were given to the patients. And it's like, so you just admitted that a part of capitalism is that we need a certain group of unemployed people. Because how is that a bad thing? "17 people got a job." Isn't that like just amazing? We brought 17 people off. Well, maybe they got another job, of course, but we don't know that. We don't know that. For all we know, they needed this job. Like most people do, they need a job. We brought 17 people into the workforce. 17 people through just making these other workers happier. I should go from down to up. I'm stupid. Through making these other workers happier, bringing them up, bringing their quality of life up, we brought 17 other people along with them. Through doing nothing, we made them do less, and more people could come in and fill the work. Yeah. Like, yeah, I know it costs more this way. And it eats at the profits. Because profits mean more than people. I know. Ugh. I hate caring as much as I do. I hate that you're not rewarded for caring. And by the way, I don't want to be rewarded, really. I just I want to live, bro. I think I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit, take it all in. In a post-labor world, people are like, well, I still want to do this service. My job means something to me. Well, then do it, but don't earn money from it. Bake bread and give it to people. Like, if your enjoyment from your job was earning the money, then you didn't like the job, you liked earning money. I'm rambling, but I'm not apologizing for rambling. Yeah. I might bring this up again if I have something to say, but I think I'm done. Go outside, it clears your head really well. Don't defy yourself. Don't define yourself by categories that were imposed upon you. Decide your own worth. You're worth so much more than you could ever know. And if you think me saying that is bullshit, well, I'm telling you something that you can't say is bullshit. Because it's a. I don't know how you say this properly in English, but it's a me message. If you want to always be objectively right, make me messages. Say anything, and then end the sentence with to me, or at the beginning say to me, or in my opinion, because you make it a me message, and it's like, yeah, that's objectively true. To him, that's how it is. So you want to know the best me message. Uh, to me, you mean the world. That animation I made a couple months back, that was me. I'd hug the shit out of you if you allowed me to. And I wish you would. I wish that was normal. I love you so much. Please show yourself the kindness as well. Show yourself the love inside that has always been there. Yeah. Bye. Before I leave, I've sat here for like maybe half an hour now. Y'all ever just like, yeah, life is fine, but then the sun tells you, oh really? And you're like, oh yeah, this shit is amazing. Like, I felt horrible in my life. Never horrible enough to the point where I feel like I want to die, necessarily. I have gotten to the point where I feel like I wish I was never born, but nothing worse than that. Not saying that's not like not that bad. It's like, yeah, that's a little bad actually. But like the thing that always got me through it all just got to be sure, I'm not. I had to rewatch the thing. So what is certain is that we get this life. What's uncertain is everything else. Maybe we are reborn. Maybe we go to heaven. Maybe we all go to hell. And maybe there's nothing. Nothing at all. And this is all there is. No matter how, we have all the time in eternity to figure out what happens after death when death comes. Because if you ask yourself, do I want to die? And you say yes, well, technically, good. Because you will. We all will. So just let life run its course. Once it's done, it's done. and whatever happens after will make this look like nothing. Yeah. So like, run this shit through to the end. Who knows? Maybe all these hippies talking about love are actually onto something. Yeah. Bye for real.
Om inte jag fanns. Hur känns livet med en vän? Någon som ropar hej när man har kommit hem. Någon som ringer en ibland. Hur ska man annars minnas vad man har för namn? Snälla, jag behöver någon som frågar vad jag drömmer om. Någon som märker skillnad om jag lever eller dör imorgon. Nätterna är långa, men om jag somnar om igen och jag sover länge nog, kanske alla kommer hem. Alla skulle sitta här runt bordet, äta middag och vara vänner.